Alright, so last video for today before I log off for today. Alright, so the assignment that I'm going to be doing is trash ball that we did in class one time in September 2020 that we did, that we throwed the ball. We throwed the ball in the well, it's not a basketball, but it's a little these little uh ball for a ball pit. We actually dropped those in bounces to the trash cans. So that's what we did. So directions is printing up trash ball game sheets, pages 2 of this document for each student. So review with students of the rules about trash ball listed below. Pass out the trash ball sheets. Basketball is my second favorite sport. Follow the rules to play trash ball. Students will need to students will need a sheet of scratch paper to play this. This must answer all the questions as the game is played. It is important to make sure the students answer the question before the chosen to answer the question. This ensures students that all students are learning for reviewing this for the entire game. Rules of trash ball. Teams are girls versus boys. Materials: piece of paper weighted up to be used as the trash ball. Trash ball worksheets, 1%. Trash can located at the front of the room. A designated spot where students can shoot 2-point baskets. A designated spot where students can shoot 3-point baskets. A sheet of scratch paper and pencil for each student. How to play. The teacher selects a student to be the scorekeeper. The scorekeeper must play the game too. The teacher selects a number from the trash ball sheet to begin the game with and play. All students must answer the number in a square. A teacher calls on a student and that student must answer the question. If a student gets the question correct, the team gets 1 point, and a student gets to shoot the trash ball for either 2-point or 3-point line. If the student makes a basket, his or her teams will get either 2 points or 3 points added to the team score. If a student gets the answer incorrect, the teacher will select another student, and that student will have a chance to answer the question. It works well to have each student's name in the bucket or basket, whatever we call it, for the teacher to select for that, so that teacher can be selected, so the student can be selected as random. Which of these are not or was not one of the three major trends happening to the United States during the Industrial Revolution during this time? Most of the people were moving the country to the blank looking for work. During the Industrial Revolution, the, 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 the blank gap was growing. The rich were getting richer and the poor were getting poorer. Industrialization fueled blank growth. This cartoon is an example of which Immigration Act. You can click on it, you can paste this link. The Emergency Quota Act only. Apply to blank. What is the policy of protecting the interests of native born or established people of the country against those of immigrants? The demand of raw materials grew as industrial revolution grew. Which of these is not of the main raw materials is used as during the Industrial Revolution? Factories became more organized with the use of blank that was like built, take goods, people, and material across the country. When smaller businesses were brought up by one person, they created cooperations to allow business owners to take more. Who owned Standard Oil, who was known for making steel, who was known for having a shipping RR and boats monopoly. Can be about the game or whatever. Alright. Alright, let's do the song lyric analysis. Let's do that. So this is called the Slayer Rain and Blood. Read through passage, just like what we did, obviously. and it's with 6 questions comparing and contrasting to its passage from Novo. Pages 205 and 206 in chapter 23. So let's let this woman read for us.
The arena quakes as the first ship fires. 2 cannonballs shoot from the metal muzzles, merciless in their aim. They crash into the next boat's rowers, obliterating lives on impact. Vicious pain rips through my body, even though nothing strikes me. The thick taste of blood coats my tongue, stronger than it's ever been. Acute L. Sane shouts.
Zell.
At least, I think he shouts. It's impossible to hear him over the screams. As the ship sinks, the crowd's cheers blur with the shrieks of the dead overwhelming my mind. I feel it, I say, gritting my teeth to avoid a mangled cry. Each one, each death. A prison I can't escape. The blast of cannonballs shakes the walls. Shattered wood flies through the air as another ship goes down. Blood and corpses rain into the water, while injured survivors fight not to drown. Each new death hits me as hard as Lacan's spirit did at CHA circumflex and DOMBLE acute, flowing through my mind and body. My head surges with broken disparate memories. My body harbors all their pain. I black in and out of the agony, waiting for the horror to end. I get a flash of the girl in white, only now she's drowned in red. I don't know how long it lasts, 10 minutes, 10 days. When the bloodshed is finally over, I'm too weak to think, to breathe. Little remains of the 10 ships or their captains, each blown apart at another's hand. Lyrics to Rain in Blood by Slayer, 1986. Trapped in purgatory, a lifeless object, alive awaiting reprisal, death will be their acquiescence. The sky is turning red, return to power draws near, fall into me, the sky's crimson tears abolish the rules made of stone. Pierced from below, souls of my treacherous past. Betrayed by many, now ornaments dripping above. Awaiting the hour of reprisal, your time slips away. Raining blood from a lacerated sky, bleeding its horror, creating my structure. Now I shall reign in blood. Define reign equals hold royal office, rule as king or queen. Define acquiescence equals accept something reluctantly but without protest. Answer the questions, number 1-6, below, due today. 1. Firstly, what is your first impression of the song and music overall? Do you like it? It's good because it reminds me of a rock song for the expression of it sounds reminiscent. 2. What connections does the song have to Children of Blood and Bone? Which part of the lyrics do you think relate to Seeley's experience with the battle arena with the slave laborers from the stocks in the novel? Pretty much the different than the others. 3. What symbolism do you think blood have in the song, either literally or figuratively, naturally and suspected in the sound it makes? 4. Paraphrase, what does the line, creating my structure now I shall reign in blood, mean? Rewrite it in your own words. It means that lacerated in the song that sounds the pain feel. 5. Connect. What similarities or differences do you see in the chapter 23 passage on the front side compared to the Slayer lyrics? It uses much like the opposite on possibly whenever it wants to make the feel goes on. 6. Guitar player Jeff Hanneman from Slayer.
Alright, I hate to interrupt you, but this is a purgatory, Roman Catholic. This is soul is purified before death, which is from heaven, and souls needing purification, purgatory, earthly life. Souls with mortal sins, which is hell. Souls now purified, which is heaven. That can be purgatory for this, or for the these are the arrows that can point of what they are pointing at. So this could be about souls purified before death and souls now purified. So that's what it can be about generally. Let's move this around. So let's move this around so we can get this out of the way. Okay, why did I do that? Hold on. Alright, here we go.
Guitar player Jeff Hanneman from Slayer explained that the song is about a guy who's in purgatory cause he was cast out of heaven. He's waiting for revenge and wants to mess that place up. King later said that the rest of the song explains what happens when he starts messing people up. The lyrics return to power draws near is because he's waiting to get strong enough again to overthrow heaven. And then fall into me, the sky's crimson tears is everybody's blood flowing into him. So basically, raining blood is all the angels' blood falling on him. What themes or lessons do you think the songwriter was trying to teach with these ideas? Hint, start your theme statement with should not. So basically,
It is from the heaven because it is literally the same as the idea that I was saying into the part. That I was saying in the two part. That's what I was saying. Alright, that's about it for the Slayer's Rain and Blood, Chapter of Blood and Bone. Alright. Still working on the other assignments, which is what I'm pointing here. I'll be doing those whenever I get them done, probably around Monday or so. I'm going to be doing robber barons in aggression. Or aggressive, I could say. Gilded Age, robber barons, and progressives, which is the directions. Alright, click on each portrait for a link to learn about each Gilded Age figure. After reading about each, drag and drop them to the dinner table so that they are seated next to someone on either side they have something in common with. In the boxes describe things that they have in common, which you can click one of those. Yep, that's what you should do. I will be doing a letter. That was for 2015. I actually made it by mistake. So, I have no idea who Cassie Balmer is. But, we're not talking about it right now, man. We're doing one of my old assignments, not the letter. I thought it was a letter from my teacher, but it's not. It's just some random expiration that I was doing a long time ago. Let's do boy. Did I put it? Lima Sue, UK floods could have been prevented. UK 14, February of 2014. So this was made by previously, by around 2017 is where I started. Actually around 2015. Because I remember copy and pasting by accident that I put it on a new Google Doc that I was going to start something else, but I mean, yeah. Let's do this page. This is a name, DOB or DOD, spouse, and children that I did not even put. Place information on importance or accomplishments here. Writing pictures and are both acceptable. Important figure bookmark. This is a part 110. Alright, let's do The Outsider question chapter 1, phase 1. What do you know about these characters from this part of the text? I learned about Pony Boy. He is 14, just like I was, and he lives with his brothers Soda Pop and Dairy, phase 2, that I did not even put. Because we did a lot of work for that English class that we did, because I was trying to keep up. basically. Alright, let's do this. Quinn's program. So back in 2015, I watched TV, I went to church, I went to the park, I played with my grandma, we played Major Titans, we played video games with each other. That's what I did around sixth grade. Probably around a lesson that I've done in English. It's my teacher. I don't know if she's retired or not. I don't know if she still works here or not. You have to look it up. Alright, coming to American stations. Directions. Each of these stations are to help you give you a quick glimpse into the life of immigrants in the United States during the Industrial Revolution. At each station, you will have a specific task to complete. Please read all of the instructions carefully. You may use your phone for QR codes. Ellis Island versus Angel Island. Like I said, take a picture of the QR code with your phone. Read through a few information about Ellis Island and Angel Island. Once you are finished, then fill the table below your computer and contrast the information on this page. Ellis Island only, same, and Angel Island only. Conflict, contact, design problems. I will allow this to read it for me. Immigration data. Answer the questions below based on the immigration data table on the station sign. From 1881 to 1890, which country has the most immigrants come to the United States? During which decade did Italy have the most immigrants come to the United States? Which decade has the highest number of immigrants? You will have to do some math here. Ways to do math here, you can use your phone to add, like a calculator. D. Which country had the least number of total immigrants come to the United States? Hint, you will have to do some math here. You can use your phone to add. Ethnic enclaves. For reading, define the word enclave. Maybe you don't have to use a word. After reading the excerpt for your Discovery textbook, list 3 or 5 ways that ethnic groups that came to the United States created a sense of community. 4. Living conditions. Based on the reading, what do you think the tenement is the same as? Look at that picture and quotes about tenement living or living. Based on these primary sources, what do you think the tenements will be like? List 2 or 3 characteristics of what a tenement life seemed to be like. Working conditions. You will need headphones for the situation, for the station. Write a brief description of what working conditions for immigrants and everyone else actually were like during the Industrial Revolution. Please write 4 full sentences. After watching the video, what safety changes were created because of the tragic triangle shirtwaist factor fire? List them below. The Chinese Exclusion Act. Read through the newspaper clipping for the Dylan Tribune and answer questions. A. The Chinese Exclusion Act was signed into law on May 6, 1882 by President Chester Arthur. According to the newspaper excerpt, Chinese immigrants were allowed to come into the United States over how many days after the act was signed? What do you think? How many days do you think? How would Chinese immigrants would be punished if they were caught in the United States after the 90 grade grace period? List of punishments. Wrap up. Imagine that you are an immigrant that has come to the United States during the Industrial Revolution. You can be for any country, any age, have any occupation, or using your new knowledge what it's like or what life is like for immigrants during this time. On the back of this page, you'll need to write a letter home and describe to your family what life is like for you in the United States. Your letter will be at least 2 paragraphs long and have 4 or more sentences per paragraph. Be sure to include formation for each station, what your home is or what Ellis or Angel Island was like, what country you came from, if you came with anyone, what your job and work conditions are like. If you have others in the enclave or not, etc. You can do that too. or if you guys were born in a different country. That could work too, because we need races here. That's not what life is about, because we don't need, because the response is many people of different races are not allowed to be here, but that's not true. Everyone is allowed to come here. It's a free country. I mean, you're not being, if you guys are different here, you're not alone. You guys are not alone. You guys are on this together. So basically, or if you guys are new, a different country, please don't make fun of them because they can't speak English too well. All right, let's talk about Friedrich von Steuben. Date of birth, September 17th, 1730. Date of death, November 28th, 1794. Spouse of none, children none. German officer who helped the colonists fight for independence by training the Revolutionary Army to be a disciplined fighting force. Baron von Steuben's Revolutionary War Drill Manual. The Thasmilic reprint of the 1794 edition. So this is what it looks like. Friedrich William Baron von Steuben. And that was it. We worked on this through social studies class, which is from history. Yeah, I enjoyed social studies class in middle school too. I do miss my probably my 14-year-old self because probably my 14-year-old self because I had a really good time. I had some memory. Cannot describe what memory. I cannot describe the memory, what it's been called. But I remember. So I remember. Cannot describe what memory is, but I mean. All right. I can say it's memoryful. My life has been. The thing I did not like about my 14-year-old self is probably that I cannot speak too well because I always speak too fast, just like I always do in my videos sometimes, even though that I do speak too much doesn't mean that I have a hard time speaking. I can still speak in my own ways. Sometimes I can speak too good. So, all right, meet the author Tomi Adeyemi. This is what we did around AMA core class. Before we begin reading the novel, Children of Blood and Bone, get to know the author, read the article entitled Meet Tomi Adeyemi. Is she the new G.K. Rowling? If you want to Google it, the article can be found here. You can click on this link. I'm going to let this one read for me.
After you have finished reading the article, answer the following questions. 1. This article was published on April 20th, 2018 in the Source Entertainment Weekly. Who is the author of the article? His name starts with a D. David Morris. 2. How old is Tomi Adeyemi? 27. 3. What is unique about the way Adeyemi's book was sold in 2016? Hint, it had something to do with wars, the influence of Black Panther and the politics. 4. Tomi Adeyemi grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, but her parents immigrated from which African country? Nigeria. 5. When Adeyemi went to Harvard and got really serious about writing her first true book, what goal did she have in mind? To take success of what you do and figure about information or not write in success. 6. What year of college was Adeyemi in when she tried to write her first book? Freshman, Sophomore, junior, senior, freshman year. 7. What was the result of Adeyemi's first attempts to write a book? About midway through the system of the reading guideline is either a sequence. 8. Halfway through the article, the author writes, a visionary fantasy that doubles as an ingenious allegory for the modern Black experience. Children is an addictive adventure quest through the magical land of Oridiaris SH, steeped in West African folklore. Comma, define the word allegory. A story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. 9. The author of this article finally reveals how Adeyemi's work is similar to J.K. Rowling's. What do the two have in common? The rolling of the system. Something on purposely. 10. As the short article comes to a close, the journalist focuses on two of Adeyemi's personal characteristics. What are they? Confidential. Structure.
So yeah, this is her. This is the result of her. So now we're doing let's just do the chapter 1 for 2 reading, because I never get to do one of those. While you're reading the note though, please answer the following questions. So this is where we started off the chapters 1 for 2. I am going to let her read for me once again. Alright, chapter 1.
Chapter 1. 1. The narrator opens the story by telling about her mother. What do you learn about Mama? She has white hair, is skilled at cooking jollof rice, and was killed by solidars. 2. Infer, why do you think the narrator decided to begin her tale with the story of her mama? Zeeley's entire world changed the day her mom and dad. 3. Infer, why did the author choose to begin the book with this passage about mama? Tommy Adeyemi starts the book with a violent tour, and maybe she lost her mother. 4. Why is Zeeley craving the opportunity to take on Yumi today? Zeeley has been preparing for this graduation test and does not have much common sense. 5. Zeeley dissects the way Yumi is approaching the fight. She thinks Yumi is showing her very little respect. Why might Yumi be acting this way? Yumi may be in anger. 6. Yumi calls Zeeley a maggot. Why does that fire up Zeeley? This is a slur for attraction. 7.
True.
When the king's soldiers appear at Mama Agba's hut, how does the scene morph or change moods? Decency when the race outcomes in weapons frantic in sewing stations. 8. Before Zeeley notices the magicite-forged weapon, she opens her mouth to defend Mama Agba. Why does she immediately regret her words? The guards may kill her or other diviners with the magicite sword. 9. Mama Agba scolds Zeeley in the Magi tongue that was outlawed after the raid. What is the name of the language she speaks? French Yoruba. 10. Zeeley feels shame at being admonished by Mama Agba, but what questions still remain? Answers. Why train if we aren't allowed to fight? 11. Analyze the questions Zeeley presented to Mama Agba. You should have written them as part of your answer to question 10. Does Zeeley have a point? She might have a point of the conversation. 12. Mama Agba tells Zeeley to think. She needs to think about the consequences. For Zeeley, what sort of repercussions might come from her encounters with the king's guards? They heard for them before of the king's legend. 13. Even at birth, the people were able to recognize children who were destined to be Magi. How did they know? They learned for the area.
Magi.
14. Why are young Magi called Ibai or diviners? They were insecure issued by a different severe. 15. Mama Agba explains why she teaches young girls to fight with the staff. What reasons motivate her? Relevant notice in general week happening. 16. Repeat the mantra Mama Agba forced all of the young girls to learn and recite below. Training for the truth. 17. Mama Agba, like Yimi, is a Qasidin. What does that mean? Diligence of option. 18. What is the significance of the gift Mama Agba gives to Zeeley? Honest of treasure. 19. At the end of chapter 1, Zili's older brother, Sane, appears at Mama Agba's hut. What does he want? Changes like strength, graduate, and relationships. Chapter 2, 1. Why are its Baba the last words Zili ever wants to hear? 2. Sane scolds Zili for leaving Baba home alone. Why was it a responsibility to watch her father today? Why couldn't Sane do it? 3. As Zili and Sane approach the crowd, what do they find them all watching? 4. What does this scene bring back to Zili's mind? 5. When Zili prays to Oya, what happens? 6. Who is Nela? 7. How does the kingdom of Orisha use the stocks? 8. What does the side of the Kala lily force Zili to recall? 9. On the night Mama was killed, Baba was broken in more than one way. Explain. 10. Even though it is surely more dangerous for Zili to go into town to make the trade, why is it necessary?
So this is what the maps look like, which can be located at somewhere here. What do you think it's located at? Alright, so I am going to click on the end of assignment for tomorrow so I can read it for it probably at late afternoon. Probably around evening, that I could do. Alright, so tomorrow I'm going to be doing, I'll be doing a chapter 3 and 5. I'll be saving that for tomorrow. So if you guys have questions, let me know. If you guys have anything to say, you can do that too. So the things I want to tell you is that the birthday is coming tomorrow. The birthday haul is coming tomorrow. I'll be showing you what I've got. I'm not here to brag or anything, so yeah. Sorry, final words before I log off for today is that I hope you guys have a good day today. I hope you guys have a good morning, and yeah, I'll be able to answer your questions tomorrow because I have to watch TV anyway. So yeah. All right. I'll be leaving this right now, and I'll probably be watching one of my videos from YouTube, and I'm gonna miss being. I'm gonna miss being around adolescents, but it's too late. I already passed it. It's over now, so yeah. Alright, see you guys later and have a good day. Peace.